Well, how's it going, Tim?
Hey, Chad. I was about to say it's pretty good, and then I thought about it. I was like, nah, it's not being man, but better than what I was Saturday night. A little bit of hog pressure, and I'll come out and admit it. Well, I think it's a good now. We can just come out and say it. Hog pressure is real, and that one hurt the other night, man. We just because it wasn't just another weird A&M game, but it was just we were better than them. Showed them so much better than them.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I know people could say, "Well, you lost. You're not so much better." Well, we're better. We should. I mean, crazy things that happen, man. How are you? Sorry.
No, man, I'm okay, man. I think the thing is that we just excuse the dog. She's hungry and she's tearing it up back there, eating that dog food. So, um, I mean, here's the thing, man. We've had to keep each other's spirits up all week after that nasty loss to A&M that should have never happened in the first place. I mean, I'm really not happy with the loss or that it was allowed to occur or how it occurred, right? How it occurred. There's so many things, right? And I don't know. I mean, there's two things that stand out, trying to jump from the 4 yard line over the top in the end zone, or maybe I don't know. I'm guessing maybe go over the top and do a cartwheel and then run on in the zone. There was something up his sleeve. That was quite a ways back to get over and into the end zone. Was it coached like that? You know, he did it last year, and it worked when he did, and it was really cool then. So I don't know. Maybe it is, but it didn't work this time, so it pisses me off. And I think it's like that with most Arkansas fans, and you see all the things that you probably should have saw the first time it happened when it was successful. I think it was against Ole Miss. I can't even remember the game,
Yeah.
and then you see it this time, and you're just like, gosh, dog it, man. He's got the ball out there with one hand, not even two handing it. At least two handed if you're going over the top from now on. Just a little more ball security. I like to live by the philosophy you should never have the ball with a single hand unless you're throwing it. Even whenever you're pushing the ball up to your ear, you're securing it with two hands just in case somebody comes in and swats the ball. So to have, I don't know. Anyway, and then it's so far back. It's first down, you're doing a quarterback sneak on first down, 4 yards out.
Good as the running game has been,
Man, you've
like
been tearing
good
them
as
up the whole run
Brock.
game.
Got
What wrong?
Dominic Johnson back.
Well, what's wrong with the play action right there and rolling out to the right and throwing the ball? You got good receivers they're catching the ball well at this point in
Not
the
some
game.
tight ends, not getting enough targets over there.
Like, why on the first down every time do we have to run the ball? Why can't we? I feel like we just need to mix it up a little bit where on first downs, sometimes we're running, but sometimes we're throwing. Sometimes and even when you get close to the goal line, um, I don't know. So you got that, and then you got the missed field goal, and you got a guy that's 85% going out there, 87 something like that. I don't know, really high percentage of hitting it. You're feeling really comfortable. Do you want to go for a touchdown in that situation? Obviously, but if it doesn't happen, no big deal. You got a guy you can trust to kick. You can't get a fucking penalty at that point right there and push it back a little further. That penalty really puts the nail in the coffin. We don't know it yet because we think, hell, he can make this still. And he should have hit it, but he does. He hits it. He hits the upright, right? It bounces up and back towards us just a little bit, and then falls down. And it's just like, if it would have just kept moving backwards, if it would have been an inch higher, it would have been good. It really wasn't like it was a totally not good. It's a weird way to think about it because it's not wholly a not good situation. I mean, it's not good that he hit that area where it bounces back towards you, but if you just take it over the goalpost right there, it's good. So it's still within the range that he's aiming for. It's not like he's outside of his range, uh, and so that's really hard too. To think about. Like, how do you get upset with somebody that's been that good all year, and then they put it there? So, I don't know. Then you come back to some silly plays, that you could point out because you only need a touchdown really to win this thing, really a field goal, right? And there's some silly plays and stuff where we're doing some, you know, passes and reversing the ball back and slinging it down the field. And it's like, what are we thinking, man? When you're running it well, you're passing it pretty well. Your stats aren't that bad at this point. I don't know, man. Uh, and then
Yeah, I mean,
it's a tough game, dude.
yeah. Going back to what you're saying with the KJ going over, uh, and just how crazy is it that they not only did that happen, KJ do that from the 4 yard line, and then like they get the ball, and then just they they're but scooping and scoring, I guess, or taking and scoring, and then they hand it off to their teammate. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, how crazy is that? You always talk about in football. Like, man, why pitch it back there? Hand it off there. Look how on defense, and like they did, and like you never see that. You
yeah.
think about it, you never see it. And of course, it happens to us after we're up, driving in to be 21-0, 21-0. That's it, man. And
I
then
mean,
that turns. Isn't that crazy?
yeah,
21-0. We had them right there, just moving the ball on them, just no problem.
yeah. I mean, you start looking at these stats. You start looking at these numbers, and we lead in every stat almost, and we lose the game. Like, I heard somebody's like, "Oh, Jimbo's a better coach than," and you know who you are, Rod. Says Jimbo's a better coach than some of the other folks, and I was and Pittman, and I was like, what are the hell are you talking about? I'm thinking, man, he's leading him in the stats, he's out coaching him the game. It's not his fault. I don't know, man. As a head coach, though, at what point do you step in and say, if you're gonna run a trick play, you need to run it by me? You get 4 per game. And you got to ask me first before you run one. That's 1 per quarter. That's plenty.
In
Yeah.
that situation, they ran that wide receiver double pass. Just when we were driving, just did not even have to do that, and it just worked out in opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're saying like you're right. We were look like, hey, we're gonna try to. We got time. We're gonna try to score a touchdown. I mean, Sanders and Jefferson, they were just rattling off 10 yards.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, when we're down to win it, and then we have that snap, like just fumbled over the head of um, what was it? Yeah, it's just who was it? It was just a center, a bad exchange. I'm sorry, I couldn't go back and relive it,
I know
but
what you're talking about. I know
but
what you're
that's
talking
what
about.
made it 3rd and 14. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I kind of forgot that part that like I remember that play and I can see it in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot it was 2nd and 5, like looking good to score, and then that snap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3rd and 14, and then we're just like, nah, let's just kick that field goal because, I mean, I can't. Cam Little's, I mean, he feels it, but he can't take all the. He,
I
I
mean,
haven't
look.
seen a whole lot of field goal blaming. I mean, it was a team effort
I
to
mean,
lose
first
it.
off, we shouldn't be in the situation where you're counting on him because we should
No,
have got the touchdown when we
yeah,
tried to leap into the damn end zone like
he'll
Superman.
miss extra points.
Like,
So.
you can't leap in the end zone like Superman, right? Like, that just it don't work that way. I mean, we're playing SEC football. We got to secure the ball. You can't lay it down on the ground like a damn loaf of bread, Sterner. You can't do these things. You know what I'm saying? Certain things you can't do, man. You can't let fucking Tennessee beat you when you're both undamn defeated, and whoever wins is going to win the damn national championship in the world because you laid the ball on the ground. Same fucking thing as trying to jump into the damn end zone like Superman with the ball against Texas A&M. You can't do that. You know, can't do it. But the thing is we got a chance to rectify ourselves in the next game. You know, at Tennessee you didn't. That's the end of the year.
Yeah, you had no shot, and there wasn't a 14 playoff either.
Uh-uh.
I mean, if there would have been a
No, and I
14
loved
playoff,
him. I loved him. He's one of my favorite players. I loved him. He's a great quarterback. But wow, It's the same vibe. That's all I'm saying. Those two moments have the same vibe, you know?
Just crazy, man. Just the heart just sinking, just like I can't believe it, man.
Man,
Well, that's terrible, Chad. Why are you gonna do that already on how I'm already feeling? You know?
I don't know. But, you know, and then you got, hey, I don't know. Pittman ain't that far off feeling the same way because he got him out here talking about, well, I didn't like it when we tried to run a stretch pay and lost 2 yards. And I didn't like it whenever we tried to run a screen and lost a yard. And I didn't like it when we ran these other plays, trick plays, and, only got a yard or whatever. And that right there is pretty blatantly just coming out and saying, like, putting his foot down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to take too much more of that from the offensive coordinator. We're going to probably get us a new one, is what that really equates to me. And you don't hear a bunch of, you're not going to hear a bunch of news media outlets talking about that and saying that and picking that out of his language or whatever. But that was at a time when the game was over and there was some frustration. You got to get the real, I feel like some of the raw emotion. You know what I mean? From Pittman when he said that. So I don't know, man. And then I know he came out and like backed this guy and said he fought, he lets him do whatever, I guess. I don't know. So just real supportive, But
Yeah.
I think the earlier reaction is probably the more in line with where he's really at.
Oh, I think so too, man. And I spoke wrong. Like when KJ fumbled that ball, it made it 14-13.
Yeah.
But before the big thing that you could feel some of that kind of go out. Door was weird, man. We were up 14 up to this point, and just driving KJ 14 and Dominic Johnson 3 straight plays of 7 or more yards, and then you get Malik Hornsby in there, and I like him in there and what he can do, but Kendall ran 3 straight plays for him. Pass incomplete short to Hornsby. Pass complete for 1 yard loss. Hornsby a rush. Just
put a new guy in and target him 3 times in a row.
A&M knows if number 4's in there, you know what he's going to do. We've shown a little bit of that this year. Use his speed. They know they're going to, if they're not putting him in there to block.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then just 3 straight plays, and that's when we were driving. We were at when he started doing this, it was A&M 38-yard line. And we ended up punting. So that just because he didn't just keep doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And calling those same plays, man, that could have been 21-0. That was just such a big play. He knew it then, and then they scored. A&M scores that time, and then we, of course, what happens after that. But it's awful, man.
Well, it was. And then, you talk about stats. I don't know. Think about how we led in every damn category, right? Our quarterback rating. Almost 80%, 79.7%, right? There's 50.8. I mean, 171 yards for KJ, and their quarterback got 151, right? I mean, you look at our team rushing, we're at 244, they're at 192, leading in every stat, man. Receiving, 171, 151, touchdowns, 2-1. And then you find, here's the tell of the tape. Where'd they get us 5 fumbles, right? 1 loss. They got 3 and no losses, and that's what turns the tide, right? That's what turns the tide of the game. We gotta stop fumbling ball. We gotta just be more secure with it. That will win us games if we can learn to secure the damn football properly. Period. I know it sounds simple, like a simple hack, right? But it would damn work. Maybe tape them, like duct tape of it shit to their hands. Make them go to fucking class with it all week. I guess you can't do shit like that anymore, but.
Oh, there was somebody, I think a Texas running back was doing that. I think I saw he was.
You have to talk to them and be like, now you guys got to want to do this, nowadays.
Well, it's crazy. It's one KJ Jefferson, like Bryce Stevens fumble that he got back. Well, went crazy. We fumbled 5 times and only lost 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then the team had 3. So one of those play we were just talking about, but
Mm-hmm.
Like, because those, you might not think because they were just one loss, but those were like drive killers and.
That's true. That's true. But then the defense can't get off the hook here. You can't let them off the hook. I mean, look, we got 25 solo tackles to their 41. That means that the low ass stats that they had, they were going all over the damn field with us. Wasn't tackling them. You know what I'm saying? That like it produced more. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You know, they're not tackling us. They're just running around all over the damn place out there. You got to tackle the other guys, man. You know, you gotta improve on that. You can't be, you know, out there just getting tackled like crazy and not tackling nobody. I mean, we got to start tackling, man.
In another game, no turnovers, well, forced fumble, no fumble recoveries, no
Mm-hmm.
interception.
We do
You know what I
get
mean?
sacks, 3 sacks to their 2. Still out fucking doing them in a lot of stats, you know. And
Damn,
4
yeah.
hurries to their 0. So he can outdo them in hurries too. So, you know, and that's the tale of the tape, man. You know, that's the game and stats. It's crazy. It's just crazy to look at. It's like they shouldn't have won this damn game, and they accidentally did. You know.
Dude, what's crazy when you're talking about that too? Like 81 tackles, total tackles for A&M, and 49 for us. It's like we were driving the ball and
Mm-hmm.
more plays for them, and oh my gosh, just like we were just better than them.
Mm-hmm. So you
Sorry.
know, we just gotta. You know, I don't know, man. We got to. We got to do better. We got to beat teams we know we can beat. You know, I mean that's the only thing I can say about this game. It's a disappointing game because there were so many opportunities to win.
Still
You
had a
know,
chance, man. Like it was.
it was like a team effort loss, right? And there was like the offensive coordinator could have won the damn game. He didn't. The quarterback could have won the game. He didn't. Kicker could have won the game. He didn't. You know, so.
Defense didn't want to make a play, man. Like or a big play to get the ball back, or
I
do
mean,
kind of A&M had a defensive touchdown. Maybe we could have too.
be nice to get some defensive touchdowns. It seems like we haven't been ball hawking as much as we did last year, which is very surprising. Very surprising that they're not out there, you know, going after the football and trying to snag it out of there. You know, I know they are. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's surprising
Yeah,
they're not more effective at it.
yeah,
You know,
good. I
especially
get it.
how they were in the past.
Yeah, yeah, and it's another week. We were down by 10 um, in the second half, and we were down by 9 going
Mm-hmm.
into the fourth quarter. So you don't want to be coming. I don't hope that's not a habit to be coming from behind. Like if we get down to Bama, I don't know if we can expect down 10 to come back again. We did that almost against them last year. We were down a couple touchdowns. We kept battling back. So at least give that for Pittman. That I get worried because I remember him made the statement something about a reporter after the Missouri State game. Like, did you or was the sideline like? I don't think they used the word freaked out or something. You know what I mean? But like
Mm-hmm.
lost their nerve. Pitt was like, we did after Auburn. Like you could tell, it's like, okay, no wonder we lost to Auburn last year. As crappy as they were,
Yeah.
and it's like pretty good we were. That's the team we got beat pretty good. He said, oh, we let it get away from us. So it kind of worries you that
Mm-hmm.
something like that could.
I
I don't
think
know
it's
where I was going with that.
I think it's also though important to think about this, right? We called this game a loss at the beginning of the year. This is right where we said Arkansas would be at the beginning of the year when we made our yearly prediction. We said, "Oh, we get this point after we beat A&M, blah blah blah," you know. But we didn't, and this is what we suggested was probably going to happen. The next thing we suggested is that we're going to beat Alabama. And I still feel that the reasons I talked about at the beginning of the damn year to beat Alabama are still valid to being able to beat them at this point. And I said, like, right before the game, I might be flipping back, and saying, oh, look what Alabama did, this, that, and other. But really, they haven't played anybody of substance to this point, except for Texas. That was a tough game. And anybody that has a tough game like that with Texas can get the hell beat out of them by Arkansas. I guarantee it.
Yeah, Texas just lost to Texas Tech again. You know what I mean? Like this past week. Texas Tech ain't great. So, and then they beat up on poor Vanderbilt. That's what they do. Beat up on old Terry Bowden at Louisiana Monroe. I mean, they did smoke every one of those opponents. But Texas had a chance at the end. If not for their incompetence of not being able to bring down Bryce Young at the end, we watched that game because that was came same time as the South Carolina Arkansas game. We watched that after bowling one night at 2 a.m. Just like Alabama looked bad.
They did.
Or you know what I mean. I know Alabama was.
No, they did. They looked terrible. And yeah, they beat some teams by some high margins, but we're not. I don't think we're going out like that. I don't think we're going out that bad. The way we played them last year, I feel like we got a lot of confidence going into this game. A lot of teams just never even get to play Alabama close. Like, God, think if you were Vanderbilt, and at least when we've played them close. Not just with Pittman. I think what was it, Petrino within a field goal. I think Bellama damn near beat him one time.
14-13.
Yeah, and then we just Pittman, close call, almost beats him. It's been since Houston Nutt since we beat him. Last coach beat him, and still say like, golly, whoever why hasn't somebody hired that coach yet? The whole coaching community, the whole hiring community is nuts for not hiring Houston again. I know Ole Miss was bad, but just think about it. If you were from Arkansas, grew up in Little Rock, jotted around, came back, coached for the team you always, wanted to be at, a team that you played quarterback at for a short period of time before transferring out because you wasn't quite good enough to play, and you knew that, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You get this guy over to Ole Miss.
He won
really
2 Cotton.
Think he's going to give his 100% the whole time. He don't want Ole Miss beating Arkansas.
He went to 2 Cotton Bowls though. He did beat us the first, didn't he? Beat us in one of those years. He was at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
First
I'm
one.
just saying, if you, I mean, all right. So he went to 2 Cotton Bowls, and that ain't too bad. But if you took him and put him like at Hawaii, a Houston Nut in Hawaii with that big old brimmed hat, all excited and shit, getting everybody all fired up in Hawaii. There's only one Rainbow Warrior. Yeah, it wouldn't be a lie.
Yeah, would be the hat. Actually, I had that hat too for a long time, and I wore it out. Finally, gave in at the Buffalo River. Man, just collapsed. I took it with me. I didn't litter it in Buffalo. I miss it. It had like a hog around it when Houston Nut. Man, they were selling them. Somebody would have bought me a couple of those.
Hey, and if you don't want me to sit here and wax on about Houston Nut, then get another damn coach to beat Alabama, and maybe I'll stop doing it. How about that? How about them apples for everybody out there that's nut haters?
Well, there's one coach that didn't have a shot at John L. Smith didn't have a shot at that 2012 either, but the old Morris, man.
Do you even think about John L. Smith's situation?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
He gets the job after the whole situation that happened. He tries to go in there and do his best. His brother dies right at the beginning of the year. Puts him in a bad headspace. His damn brother. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why he wasn't able to be as effective as he was. And then after the first couple losses, the shit just spiraled out of control.
Once Paul Petrino just wouldn't just run the clock out when we had a big lead against Fuck this. Want to show off for everybody. Big lead, throwing it all over the place.
Good Lord.
What are we doing, man? Hog pressure comes hard.
Comes hard and fast and don't go away. Well, we were talking about Alabama, and then we started talking about the coaches. And the last time we beat Alabama, then we realized it was Houston Nutt, so we talked about him just a little bit. I don't know, man. I think we got an opportunity to beat him again with Pittman, and I hope he does. I still like Pittman a lot. I still think he's a great coach. Uh, I don't know. I just, that was just a tough loss. I don't even know what to think. I don't want to see. I don't want to see like that start compiling. That's when I'll get pissed off, right? Like we start saying loss after loss when it should have been a win. That's whenever one, okay, all right, but I guess it's so hard because it costs you a national championship unless you beat Alabama.
Oh yeah, you
You
got to
know,
beat Bama.
it costs you a national championship for sure if you get beat by Alabama. And that's an early point in the year to go out. You know, I don't think anybody wants to be out of it at this point. You know, so it just puts a lot of pressure on this week. You know, so much pressure. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else understands this. Who who actually wants to win a damn national championship? You know, and clings for it and roots for it. Shit, I remember sitting around trying to figure out, back in the day, whenever, it was the machines and stuff adding it up. And they'd be like, we'd all be sitting around trying to figure out, like, all right, well, if we beat this team and then beat that team, we could play in the SEC or the Southwest Conference championship game. Then we'll probably play this person over here. Might get lucky, be able to be in it. It's been so long since we've been able to say that.
Just want to be in it, man, and that was a chance, man. It's 2 straight years too that we got in the top 10, and then the very first game after we got ranked in the top 10, we lost. Like last year, Georgia, that's one story, but we got
Yeah.
whipped in that game. And then, but it's another story to lose like we did in Dallas against A&M. Just like there's nothing. I mean, I know we keep saying it. We've said it a million times. We've said it Saturday night a million times. Said it Sunday a million times.
Mm-hmm.
On and on. And but like we just shouldn't have lost that game. I don't know.
No, it shouldn't have
But
been a
I'm
loss
sorry.
at all.
I'm sorry. But Bama, yeah, man. We predicted it like at the beginning of the year. We said we're gonna have to lose to somebody, and we need to beat Bama. So maybe A&M's it.
I think that's what happens. Hold on, just a second. We're right back. You grab some drink.
I'll take over here for you, Chad. But kind of just looking at Alabama here. Seeing what they've got. Of course, Bryce Young. So what's he done this year? Bryce Young this far, 172 passing efficiency. That's pretty good. 183 out of 121, 2 interceptions, 68%, 1,029 yards, 13 touchdowns. Backup hadn't played. I guess they've been running the ball out. But Jalen Milrow, 12 of 18.
Oh, sorry about that. Man, it's all dried up on this one.
I'm sorry, man. I was just reading some boring Bryce Young stats.
It's a good thing to do, man. It keeps the everything moving along. Let's look at his stats. This sick son of a bitch.
All right.
All right, so Bryce
Oh,
Young.
come back, did he? I was like, oh no. My
I
Lord,
think
no.
I think Bryce Young is one of these guys that manages the offense really well. I don't know. I mean, I don't see him as a top tier, quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have. They just haven't really played anybody this year, man, to really show off. They obviously didn't show off against Texas, but he just doesn't have a some of those receivers he's had in the last even just couple of years. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's become of Alabama receivers, NFL guys, and none of these are, you know, even known as much. I mean, just in
Yeah.
the obviously Julio and these guys, but like even even this recently with Jameson Williams and Devontae Smith and
Hmm.
Bryce Young's first year, you know.
No, you're right. They got a really like weak running game too. Like our running backs definitely beat their running backs. We have a much better rushing game than they got. Uh, and I would say that we might even have a better passing game than they got, honestly,
Ooh, running.
because their receivers are they don't have as much depth as they normally have at receiver. So and I don't know what the numbers say. I haven't really compared them, but that's like my take after like watching them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because you put numbers up against us, who's playing Cincinnati, one of the best teams in the nation, played in the national championship game. You know, uh, tough teams. Texas A&M. Teams that aren't a real you know, easy game. And these guys are just playing, cupcakes basically. At this point, you're talking about Utah State. I mean, even Texas, right? UL Monroe, Vanderbilt, just some easy games, man. Texas definitely being the number one toughest one. And like you said, they just got beat by Texas Tech. So I mean, what does that even say, right? So
Yeah, it's you're right, Chet. I mean, there's no point in reading off kind of even like looking at really their stats unless you're talking about just like like a certain game.
yeah, like
You know what I mean?
we beat University of Louisiana Monroe by 63 points. Well, no shit. They've only won one game all year.
Let's see. Well, yeah, against Bama, I mean, Young was 27 out of 39 for 213. So he's got like a what 8 yards per complete average. So he's just like
Mm-hmm.
dumping it off a lot. Long of 23. Um, so he's not like you know not making big plays with that passing game this year. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at Texas' closest game, yeah, this is Jace McClellan. Okay, he had an 81-yard run. No wonder. But Bryce Young was running okay in that game. He was their best runner.
Mm-hmm.
So McClellan run and Gibbs and Williams, the two running backs, they were averaging 2 yards a carry. So they're running
Mm-hmm.
back like you were saying. It's not strong. It's not Derrick Henry and Ingram back there, you know.
Mm-mm. But their defense, now that looks real
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
where you start going, wow, man, gosh, dog,
Yeah.
they got some monsters out there on defense. And they're shutting people out, shutting out Utah State, coming out there and playing Texas, keeping them low, keeping Louisiana Monroe to one score, but still, even letting them have one score is a little embarrassing, right? It is Louisiana Monroe, right? You should be able to shut them out. If you can even shut out Utah State, you should be able to shut out Louisiana Monroe. So,
A little surprising.
and then Vanderbilt, you let Vanderbilt put three up on you. Good lord, how embarrassing is that? I don't think we'd let Vanderbilt score 3 points on us. I don't know when the last time we played them was, but they didn't almost beat us, surely.
No, they kicked their butts pretty
Oh,
bad
maybe,
last time I played
maybe
them.
they could have.
Morris, man. I
Jesus,
sat in the upper deck for it, man. I was graciously given tickets for it. And
Jesus Christ, you went to that?
yeah, got
My
blown out.
God, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
That's all right, man. That's
And
just
you know that other game you went to also in Colorado. Why is that Northern Colorado?
Fort Collins. What, you think I'm bad
Maybe,
luck?
I don't know. I didn't say that. You said
You
that.
don't think it was Morris? I
Have
mean,
Have you ever been to a winning game?
I when if my team was averaging 10 yards a carry
Yeah.
and like against the Mountain West team and looking good, and you had, third down in inches or first, I mean, just if you were averaging 10 yards a carry against the Mountain West team, I would just keep running it, just run that ball out. Morris just didn't do it, man. He's an idiot. I
Run the
didn't do that.
football.
I would have kept running it, man. But
Good
Boyd
Lord.
was rattling off his big runs, and who else?
Just keep
I,
doing it. It's working.
I forgot who I apologize to that era of running backs. Traylon Smith, maybe?
Good
Somebody.
Lord.
Don't blame me, man. That was heartbreaking. That was terrible. That was like you knew the morning after, like he ain't the guy. 2 games in.
I can't believe we're 5th in the damn West either. That pisses me off too. That's another reason I want to kick
We
at
can't go to 1
Alabama's
and 2.
ass. Because we're a hell of a lot better than 5th in the West. So I just want to kick their ass just so we can move up and put their asses down here with us. They can be down here with us and Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Oh yeah.
Even if all LSU does go to the top for a week.
That's right. Oh yeah, they've got 1 loss, but it was to Florida State, so it's not an SEC loss. Look at them. Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
what do you think there, man? What do you think
Man, I
about the
think that, like, how do you, let me ask you this. So who, we've talked about their players, right? I mean, do y'all want me to go through the fucking roster? I really don't want to. I mean, do we need to tonight for this team? I mean, they got fucking monsters. Everybody that's out there. They're all fucking just the perfect size for that position, alright? Like if you're a lineman, you're supposed to be around 310 pounds. And they're all around 304, maybe a 280 guy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else right where they need to be. Like, they
and
are
Will
ridiculously sized fucking wide receivers, like 6 foot, 200-pound beasts just out there.
Anderson Jr. He's
Mm-hmm.
6'4", 260, one of the best linebackers. And he's that's just huge, man. 6'4", 243, just coming at you. He leads the team tackle for loss of 7.5, 4.5 sacks. They've only got 1 interception on the year, and he's that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I do like this guy's name. He's the punt returner, and he probably plays defensive back. But Kool-Aid McKinstry. Just a great name. Kool-Aid.
I think their tight end resembles our tight end at 6'5", 280 or 238. You know what I'm saying? This Brown out there running around. Well, you gotta think about it. Like we got. Oh man.
What happened?
What?
It's just all these plays, their top plays against Van. I can't respect them. Sorry, I haven't seen the best Van. That doesn't mean they're not going to beat us 45-7. I don't think so, but just so far, I don't know. I know Will Anderson. I was just bragging on him. I remember him getting like criticism for that Texas game, not like being better. So, and this is a team we had we did not back down against them last year in Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean? So this quarterback or KJ does not. He's not going to back down. The team's not going to back down. They didn't then. They didn't have a championship to play for then, but maybe we can get up for it. I just hope it doesn't it's tough to lose that game. Just feels like a few days ago and have to come back and get that energy up to beat. But playing Alabama, how much motivation? How much more motivation do you need?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think the motivation you have here is you are in a situation at the University of Arkansas. Well, since you've came to the SEC, you've been fucked. You haven't done very well at all. You haven't been able to win a conference championship. You are not nearly the powerhouse you was in the Southwest Conference when you were bitch slapping everybody around, and were pretty much the Georgia or Alabama of the conference along with Texas, right? So it's a really hard shift. But the thing is, this game, it puts you at this point, and it's like, and we've been at this point several times since joining the SEC, where we've had these opportunities, and we've just let them go. You know, like the one I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to mention it again. But you're at this point where if you win this game, you can play in the national championship. You can get to the top four. All you gotta do is win the rest of your games. And it's possible after beating Bama. It would be possible, especially the way we've played the rest of the beginning of the year. Um,
And
so
hey,
I
sorry.
think like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying though. I just think like, for Arkansas, for us, for what this means, like this is the opportunity to take the next step out of mediocrity and into a powerhouse program.
Yeah.
You know where LSU used to be on this side of the. They're not there right now. We have the opportunity to step into that position and hold on to it and be like Georgia is over there. So I don't know. Can we do it? We got to win. You got to win this game. You got to go in. You got to
It'll
beat
be-
the hell out of one of the big kids so we can get at the big kid table.
We haven't had one of these games where we just knock somebody off. This would be the biggest. What I mean, this would be the biggest win, and can't even think like beating Bama. No matter what happened last week, you would still feel good.
Yeah.
Like after that, you're like, come on, because A&M still has to go. Like this weekend, they at Starkville, Mississippi State, they still have to go to Tuscaloosa and play Bama,
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, at Auburn, LSU. So Florida, there's still chances for them to
I
uh,
don't see.
lose two games if we ended up able to beat Bama and kept on winning and we're competing for that SEC West crown.
I see them losing more of them games than winning that you just named off. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest, if they play them the way they played us, I see them losing more of them games than winning.
And it only matters if too, like if we beat Mississippi State and we'd have the tiebreak over them if they were good. If Ole Miss was real good, we'd have the tiebreak over them. Same way with LSU
Mm-hmm.
because we if on in this scenario, which you
Yeah.
can call me crazy, but if somebody's listened to this podcast before, they
Yeah. I
know what's
mean,
going
they
for
take
us.
some losses, and we don't have another one. We're good to go. You know. And if we win this, and let's say down the road, Bama takes another loss. You know, maybe Georgia takes the loss. Then that gives you an opportunity for a second loss and staying in the playoff as an SEC team. I think. you know,
Oh yeah, maybe not.
maybe not. I
You
can't
could
wait till
somehow.
it's expanded to 12 teams because that's going to be fair, and I think we'll be in it more times than we'll be out of it. But man, goodness, it'd be nice to be in the 4 team one at least once. If Cincinnati can do it, we should be able to do it, man.
Yeah, it's been too long since we've been able to. Of course, it's really just been Bama every year, mostly every now and then LSU or somebody, but it's no excuse for us. It's there, man. It's there for the taking.
Yeah,
Can we?
just get in it and
Can't,
win it. Just get in it and beat all everybody. It's only 4 fucking games. Just get on in it and knock it out. Good
I
lord.
like. I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up.
Well, here's the thing. I said we were going to beat Alabama. I've told you all the reasons I think we're going to beat Alabama. I think we definitely win. Will. I think that we'll have a better run game than they'll be able to stop. They've shown that they've had a little trouble with the run game already this year. I think we'll be securing the ball. I don't forecast any fumbles. I think we'll get that taken care of. I hope people ran till they threw up. I hope they ran the bleachers. I hope Sam Pittman just took them and just ran them up the damn hill over there by the college behind Maple. Just put them at the bottom of it and just sprinted them up it over and over again. just before they even got back to the damn college, man. Just stopped the bus down at the bottom of it from the airport. Gave them at least 10 sprints up that hill and back down. That's not a lot, just 10. Everybody can get on board with that. So, I think we can win this, man. I think we got the opportunity to, to pull out the W. I think that their passing game is going to be good. I think that they will try to stretch us down the field. I know there's some debate as to whether they'll try to stretch it down the field because they haven't thrown the dimes that they've been throwing in past games and the bombs and stuff that they've been throwing in the past years in these first few games they've had. So will they try to sling it, on us downfield over the top? I think they will. And
It's our secondary, yeah. Great call, man.
Yeah. But I don't think they'll succeed with it. You know what I mean? And then I think the biggest thing is to mitigate that and play hard against that. By just maybe mixing the guys up a little bit, mixing them around a little bit, putting some people at some different positions. We did that last week, and it looked like it worked out really well for us. So hopefully we'll keep tweaking, until we get the defense just right. And this will be a game where that happens. I mean, are you going to stop Alabama? I mean, you got, if you're going to win, you got to. You need to stop them. But they're probably going to put some points up on you. You got to be ready to score more than them just as much as you got to be ready to stop them, because I don't know. I feel like it's going to be one of those games where it's mixed, where you stop them some drives and some drives you don't, where, you feel like, we got this, and then you got moments where you're like, I don't know. I think it's going to go like that, back and forth through a lot of this game. Maybe it might get to a point like early in the first quarter where, and just, if it happens, just remember I said, but might get this point early in the first quarter where you're like, man, I hope we can hold on to this 14-point lead, that we jumped out here and got real quick. So I don't know, man. We'll see. The thing that's frustrating is like if we jump out and get a lead, are we gonna hold it? Are we gonna let it slip away? Can we get to that mentality of just totally finishing and demolishing other teams? And that's like damn Tampa Bay, man. Tom Brady, that whole damn game, dude. He didn't do shit. Whole game. And then comes out with 2 minutes, just bings the ball down the field. And then, they show the damn play they're running for the 2-point conversion on the Jumbotron twice. So they know exactly what play you're running. So obviously that didn't fucking work out. Somebody's getting fired for that situation. But why'd you do it that one drive? Why don't you, if you're so good at 2-minute drives, do a goddamn 2-minute drive every drive on the field, man. Just come out and pretend you only got 2 minutes to score. Or the fucking game's going to be ended, and this is it. This is a one drive that's going to save it all. Why don't you just do that every drive, man? Why do we got to wait until the end of the game for one?
Every drive, man. Maybe just
about 43 of them in a game. Just 43 2-minute drives.
43?
I don't know, man. I just threw something.
That's a lot, man. That'd be 43 times 7. That'd be a lot of touchdowns. That'd be awesome. 2 minutes? Well, I mean, I guess if you had 43 2-minute drives, there's only 60 minutes in a game. It's 80 minutes. It's crazy.
I'm talking about expanded rules.
Maybe he should put up, 100,000 on each drive, or like one of his kids, like bet his kids and stuff. Something like make it more interesting for him. Just be like, I'll have to make him feel the pressure earlier. Sounds crazy. I probably shouldn't suggest that
What do you think? I told you what I think. I've ranted and raved about this. What the fuck do you think? What do you think about this Alabama? Can we beat this? Like, what's your keys to the game?
What's my keys to the game?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. We're just gonna need big play after big play, man. That's my keys, man.
Every play a big play.
No, man. I'm just saying, like, just you're gonna have to make us plays we remember after to beat them, man. They're not just gonna take a half-ass fucking victory, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do you think
I
running the
don't know.
ball or passing the ball? Like, what do you think is the best? What? How would you attack them if you're the head coach? Ever like you're gonna go out there and attack these guys?
I mean, I like a good balance, man. So I'd probably keep doing that. I hadn't watched enough of Bama to know, man. I guess I apologize. I'm not an expert, so I don't know, man. Just hope for the best.
I tell you, the best is yet to come.
They needed like A&M or A&M. Texas missed opportunities at the end, just not getting Bryce Young down.
Mm-hmm.
We only had three. I mean, I say only 3 sacks against A&M. They had less, but need a lot. Need a few more against Bama. Like a turnover or two, man. I mean, I'm just saying against Bama, it's just going to take to beat them for the first time since 2006. It's going to take an incredible effort.
But you gotta think about law averages too. What's the chances they could just keep beating us every single game? Like at this point, it's getting to the point like if you're a guy that likes to play poker, bet, or do the roulettes or whatever, it's getting to the point where like you're gonna hit just out of the damn numbers, just because like everybody got food poisoning or some shit.
Yeah. Right.
Well, we're talking about Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a NCAA top tier SEC program. We're not talking about Kent State or something. It's not like we're talking about Ohio University, freaking
Uh,
Bobcats.
Man, well, I know here's one key is we've been outscored in the third quarter 41-13 this year.
My
So like we're
God,
not coming out of the half like at all. Alabama has outscored its opponents 38-3 in the third quarter.
all their opponents.
Goodness.
So they're averaging like what, 9 points per game in the third quarter. That's not too bad.
We're only giving
Always,
up so
only giving up what?
3 total.
To horrible schools.
Horrible schools.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, man. I'm okay. Yeah.
horrible programs and one in Texas. What'd they do against Texas? I'll compare ourselves. I hate to do it. It makes me throw up my mouth a little bit. But I'd compare us to Texas and say, we probably got close to the same talent.
That's crazy, man. Alabama has scored at least one non-offensive touchdown in its last. Oh, I thought it said more than that. Never mind. 3 games. It's not very much. My apologies. It's still bad, but I thought it was going like 8 straight. At first, I read it's like 8 straight games against Arkansas. They've scored like either defensive or special teams touchdowns. It's always something.
Man, you
I
don't think Nut cursed us, did he? When he laughed? You don't think he'd do
think
something like that, would he?
like 2010 or 11, we were good enough to at least be in the championship. At least win the West, man. Just what happened. We just got banned.
Oh, yeah. 98, too, right? It's,
How about this, man? Arkansas's offense, here's the key for you. Arkansas's offense ranks 102nd nationally in red zone success,
Nice.
70.5.
That's a lot. That's way down there. How many is there?
Terrible.
162 teams, something like that.
I think 130 maybe now, 130 something.
130 teams, and we're 100. Fucking,
That's terrible.
that's terrible, dude. It's not where you want to be. At least we're not down. At least we're not 132 or whatever.
So, listeners, I'll be surprised if we lose the game if we score in the
Especially our
third quarter.
pass defense. We're dead that damn goddamn last.
Oh yeah, they're
Sorry.
definitely going to attack us.
You know they're throwing it deep on us, man. I don't get that. Some of y'all out there in the national media talking about they ain't throwing it deep. Come on, man. Why didn't you just call me? It's not hard to reach me.
I mean, they have a Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback. I mean, I don't know how they could not just try to rip us apart.
Gotta try. You gotta come out and see what you can do. You know. I don't think they're running it on us. I don't think they got the running backs to run it on us.
Oh,
I think we'll
I like,
stop the run.
yeah, I like our run defense. I agree with you, man.
Our nickel out there from Alabama. I mean, he's tearing it up. You know.
Oh,
What
yeah.
if he told us the secrets too? Has anybody thought about that? What if this kid came in? I mean, they said that he was talking about the things Bama did, teaching folks and showing people and the different moves they made at,
Wow.
even at the positional level and how they, taught their linebackers and stuff. And, I mean, I'm sure, surely if he's telling all that, man, sure he's telling about their film and different things. So maybe, hopefully, we're able to glean some information from that. That might give us a little bit of a leg up too. So that's something else to think about. We kind of got some, inside spy knowledge. A lot of the programs don't have, honestly.
Yeah, no.
So throw that on top of all of that bullshit we've been saying tonight. Reasons we can beat Bama. Throw that on there too. The inside spy knowledge.
Oh yeah.
If we ain't talked you into going down, putting your life savings on Arkansas in Vegas, then you ain't listening.
We ain't done our job, have we?
I don't want to
That's
hear
terrible.
it, Rich. Tell you that. If you do it. That didn't mean
Oh,
to do anything. That was just a joke.
Rich. You believe that guy? I'm glad I hack it into it. So, again, I want to apologize for Rich. If anybody listened to that last week, his views do not represent the Hog Call Podcast.
Don't you think we made that clear? Like during the, like I
I just want
thought, like
to
as
say it
soon
again.
as he started with it, and we kind of nipped it in the bud pretty quick, right? And
Yeah, we were just like, no, hey. Like, what the heck, Rich? What the heck, Rich?
yeah, I mean, it's not like you don't stop. You can't, maybe we can turn Rich around. That's the thing. Poor guy. Maybe just ain't had no guidance. His whole life. I don't know. Should we do a should we do predictions and stuff on this game? You think, or
All right, man. What the? Music significant energy. All right, here, I've got my handy dandy. Oh my gosh, man. Can you believe it's week 5 already? Good Lord, Chad. Copy this.
oh man,
Jeez, man.
what has Arkansas hockey played? Shifting gears, man.
Shifting gears. Shifting.
I'm shifting gears.
He's shifting again. Where
Jamming the
is
clutch. Shifting gears. In ripping rears. I'm shifting gears. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have. That's probably some fucking Merle Haggard song or some shit that I didn't know about. I'm probably gonna get fucking whole podcast shut down again. Have to
I think you're
apologize,
good.
just like with the Beatles.
I think you're good, man. What the? All right, it's week 5. Wow.
I found them.
There we go. Alabama at Arkansas.
Alabama
Chad.
28,
20.
Arkansas 37.
Arkansas 37 to 28. Wow. Let me think about this for a second. I'm going to pick Arkansas. The Razorbacks. 34. Arkansas. 34. Alabama. 27.
I like it. I like it.
There you have it.
I think 4 touchdowns and a field goal is a reasonable expectation. I just want 1 touchdown per quarter and a field goal. I don't think that's too much to ask, do you?
I don't think so.
I love the outfit, man. I
Well,
think that might, like, if we win this game, you got to do every prediction like that for the rest of the podcast. You got the
my
Blues Brothers sunglasses. You got the super cool Colorado Hunter S. Thompson coat on. Almost Big Lebowski-esque at the same time. Could, like, covers several different vibes all at once. And you got the retro Arkansas Razorback hat that obviously has some special meaning that nobody else knows about except for yourself. I love it.
I feel like it's a good get up for like making picks in Vegas. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I had a gambling hits on thing, I'd come on shows and be like,
Are you
like
just
I
gonna
could,
play poker like at a casino?
oh yeah,
And
man.
you put that, like, that'd be the perfect outfit for it. Just
I do it with my buddies, just sitting around the kitchen table playing poker. I might put on the sunglasses and hat, and so nobody can see what's going on.
heck yeah, man.
I'd easily give up. I'd start busting out laughing. Royal flush, just or oh my god. Shut up. Anyways,
We're gonna beat Bama.
you here.
It's
Sure
gonna
you've heard it.
happen. I got all kinds of shit from all kinds of wild ass bowl games. We're gonna beat Bama, dude. They ain't no better than us. This is the year. 15 years, ain't no way they beat us 16 in a row. Ain't no damn way. Just, it ain't gonna happen.
Sorry, whoever thinks Alabama's gonna win. You believe it.
What a bunch of lucky fucks they are. Ooh, what a lucky fuck you are. Sorry,
Now you might get sued. No, Saban's never gonna retire.
And you know what? Who else said we're going to beat Bama at the beginning of the year? Who else has good reasons that beat Bama tonight? Like, who else had this prediction? Who else said we were going to lose to Texas A&M? Right? Who else had this prediction? I think that, I don't know. I'm not saying we get everything right, but I think we probably get more right than we get wrong on the podcast. You know, well, we've made some painful ones where it was like, yeah, this shit team's probably gonna beat us.
Yeah. Feel like we've called it. I just feel like from the get go, man, we were just like, we're gonna lose to A&M somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm. You saw it happening. But look at this. Just let me think about this. You beat Alabama. You beat Mississippi State because, Pirate ain't got them there yet. They're all right, but they ain't where they need to be. You beat BYU because it's BYU. You go over and beat Auburn because their head coach has quit, doesn't even want to be there anymore, and everybody's talking about firing poor O'Brien from, where was he from? Boise. So everybody talking about firing this poor guy. Wants him out of there, and he don't want to be there at this point after hearing all that. It's like Houston Nuts last year, you know what I mean? He's just, except for he's losing every game. The difference. And then you go down and you just beat the tar out of Liberty because it's Liberty, and that's what you should do. There should be no SEC team. I don't give a damn if it's Vanderbilt lose to Liberty. Even Missouri would beat Liberty, right? Even if they do got a good quarterback. You got LSU, your first test since Bama, You beat them. You beat Ole Miss, your second test. You know that's going to be a tough game, And then you go beat Missouri, Now I said Ole Miss is probably going to beat us, and we'll see, man. That might be how it plays out. But Tim said he said no. He said we go the rest of the way. So.
Blame it on Tim. Rich.
What's that?
When you're camper. Your truck, not your camper. You wish you had a camper shell off your truck. Because Tim said we're going to beat Bama. And we're 16-point underdogs, so that's a hell of a payday, guys. Just telling you. Here, hold on.
I mean,
won't believe it unless I say it.
Say it like you're gonna put it on money on there.
All right, down 16. I don't know what I was gonna say. It said down 16. Arkansas, the underdog, 16 points. You let ride some big ones on the piggies, and it's payday.
I tell you, man, I'm gonna take my grandpa's life savings. I'm gonna take it out of the bank. I just got signed over as a ward, so I'm gonna pull all that money out. I'm gonna take it down to Vegas. I'm gonna put it all in the Hogs. I mean, look at that point spread, man. Like how do we not?
Yeah.
And how exciting will that be if we win?
So
just on top of it, I know you're not supposed to bet on your own team, but
this time though, it's different. It feels different.
It feels like we have to do it.
16-point underdogs.
Taking the points, 16 points. How do you not?
Straight up, Arkansas, straight up.
The only other bet we done this year was the Hawaii game with the points.
It's the only one.
I think you just take the points, man. You take Arkansas with the points that they're giving us, and we just put it all on there, though. All this state, the whole thing.
Let it
Don't
ride.
do that, guys. Don't put no estates. That was one of those dramatizations.
Yes.
From remember the Lifetime movies? They used to do a lot in the Lifetime.
Yeah.
So ours are much. much cleaner, much less murder and death than ours. You know, really nice, clean topic. Did you break character and start laughing?
Yeah, you made me laugh, man. And I started coughing
Oh,
and
all the
drank
stuff
water.
all wild shit I've said all night long, and that's what made you laugh.
No, I was just thinking about this like drama, like this video dramatization, like Dateline or something like the with the fake where it's so bad. It's just like this kid.
And here they are before they go into the casino.
Let pick a silence.
As told by Tim in booking.
Well, yeah, don't anybody, you know,
You notice
sell
that
their.
dramatization had Chad doing all the talking and stuff? That's weird. You think they took that life savings? You have to tune in next week. And we're still not going to tell you. We're going to make you tune in the week after that. Just
Where
keep
it's
this
at.
thing rolling.
Where it's at right there.
If like one of us gets cancer, we'll end it. And that's how you'll know like something real bad's going to happen to us. We won't even mention it other than that until we're like on oxygen at the last podcast.
Easy.
Yeah, some podcasts come and some podcasts go, but we're willing to stick it out till death because we're stubborn sons of bitches from Arkansas. We're real
So,
hog fans. All right, so I guess we should talk about uh, going to Springfield and getting our ass kicked, and then coming back and winning the next game. That you know, splitting the fucking series at Missouri State, our one of our arch rivals. Really sucks. You really want to go in there and handle both games. 5-6, and then you handle them 8-2. That what the hell was the goalie thinking the first night? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hadn't watched this one, because it's not at the, you know, it's not at the Springdale Center where they have the YouTube going and everything. And I mean, it's only like $5, right? We can just go down whenever we have a game at the thing and watch it. Ain't no sense in for what take the kids down there and everything. No sense in missing a $5 game.
good deal, man. It's a good
Wonder if
deal.
he's in any of these other podcasts the other game. Guess we're gonna find out.
Out though, yeah. Puck drop. 20 hours, 40 minutes.
I know. All I know is I saw a couple other another. Well, I don't think it was a couple. There's one other podcast like saying some stuff, and we've been talking about the hockey team since the conception of ours. So if you're gonna be retweeting, maybe you ought to retweet the people being supporting. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's saying a lot, man. It's saying a lot.
I guess I should have. I don't know. We said it last year, so I guess we should do it again this year. They are selling their jerseys, hockey jerseys. They're on sale right now. Thinking about buying one again, and I didn't buy one last year. I'm gonna be honest. And there's a specific reason why, and it's because there's no Razorback on the Razorback jersey. I just don't understand. Like, at least the ones you sell to the public. Like, take the numbers. Like, at least have the option to take the numbers off the front and put a Razorback on and place the numbers on the front of it. And I would buy three. I'd buy one for me and two for my kids. Probably one for my wife. I'll probably get 4. Probably get one for my wife too. So that's 4 jerseys right off the bat. Bang, you'd sell. Would you buy a hockey jersey with the big hog right across the front?
Would be just excellent, man. The hog would be great.
Big, like just huge. And those things are usually like sewed on, so they're nice and thick. I don't understand. It's just numbers. It's number 11 on each side, or whatever. 77, I think, was the advertisement. Whatever you want to put on there. 2, 0, whatever number you want, right there. And then it says, Arkansas hockey. I just don't get why the hell isn't there hog on the front of the Arkansas hockey jersey? I guess it's a bit of a rant, but will I buy one? I might. I'm thinking about it. Been thinking about it for like 3 years. Buying one. Keep giving it serious thought every year. Almost pulled the trigger, but hadn't done it only because there's no hog in the front. I always think maybe I can just make my own jersey at a jersey place and have them put the hog on, and then I don't ever get around to that, and so I just don't have one. I should probably just buy one.
Yeah, you should.
The black ones are pretty cool that they're advertising this year. They're pretty slick. So.
Pretty cool, man. They are pretty cool.
So anyway, I don't know. Split the series.
I got
1-1. It really sucks starting the year out 1-1, especially a team that has national championship hopes. You know what I mean? Just not how you want to start.
The rivals too, man. Missouri State.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that is.
Thank God Coach Petrino didn't beat us. Damn, he almost did, didn't he? Good Lord.
Yeah, I'd rather lose the that one hockey game, that football game a couple weeks ago.
I think we should go to this Mizzou game on October 7th. While we're doing the barbecue competition. So we swing over, watch the game, and then swing back to. Do you think we could do that? Is that all right? Is it all right to leave and swing out? Does one person have to stay? I wonder what the rules are. Be a good game to go watch, though. Especially if you're just waiting on the smoker to warm up, Throw some coals in there, get the auto.
Yeah.
Get the blower going.
I don't have all that, but yeah.
Well, we do for the competition. We got all that.
Right.
The team has it.
But yeah, the team sure does have it. You'll make some picks, man. I just got a couple games.
Pig Trail Smokers. Yeah, I want to do the picks, man. I want to talk about fantasy too. Before we go.
Yeah.
Pig Trail Smokers.
Pig Trail Smokers.
Pig Trail Smokers.
The hell scores? Oh yeah. All right, Washington at UCLA.
The website coming to soon. Washington, UCLA. Let's see. Let's go Washington.
I'll go Washington too. Michigan at Iowa.
Michigan.
Go Michigan as well. Kentucky at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Kentucky ain't beating Lane Kiffin. That ain't gonna happen. I don't give a shit what they're ranked.
You know what?
This is when Kentucky's gonna go. Damn it, man! I can't believe we got that one loss to Ole Miss too, just like us with A&M.
Texas Tech at Kansas State.
Texas Tech. Let's go Texas Tech on that. Yeah.
I'll go Kansas State there. Oklahoma State at Baylor.
Let's go Baylor.
I'll go Baylor as well. Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast. Wait,
I should grab another beer, so I should do. And this damn thing's empty too. Second one that all the beer just fell out of. You look at that? Like evaporator or something.
I don't see anything. I just see a hog back there.
It's empty, just totally. Listen to this. Listen. Isn't that terrible?
Pretty bad. Wake Forest at Florida State.
Florida State.
I think I'll go Florida State as well. Iowa State at Kansas.
I'll go Iowa State. Kansas is always so bad.
I'll go Kansas.
Really?
Keep up.
What do you know that I don't know about Kansas?
I mean, they're 4-0. I mean,
Are they really? They good this year?
Oh man, yeah, they played a good one last week against.
Guess I picked the wrong one.
Oh no, they could definitely lose. It is Kansas after all, but hell, man, 4-0 is not bad for them. Texas A&M at Mississippi State, the old pirate. Arr.
Mississippi State. Ain't no way Texas A&M gonna beat Mississippi State this year. The way they slinging around and everything.
I'll go Mississippi State as well. LSU at Auburn. The line on that game.
LSU beats Auburn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, what game was I talking about? What was the game before? Oh, Mississippi State and
Mississippi State. Yeah.
LSU. I wonder when they're going to fire old Arson over at Auburn. North Carolina State at Clemson. That's all I got.
North Carolina State. Well, Clemson, of course. Good Lord.
Yeah, at home, especially. Or NC State, man. They're ranked just like we were. They're ranked number 10, and they're thinking national championship this year.
I tell you who else fixing to lose is Tennessee. Who the hell are they going to lose to? Let's look at their schedule. These poor bastards. You know they ain't staying undefeated.
Oh, they play LSU next week. Goodness. Then Bama, Kentucky, Georgia. They got 4 of those teams.
They got Bama and Georgia. Yeah, they going down to one of those teams. They might beat one of them, but they ain't beating both of them.
Oh.
That's
they got Baton Rouge the week before Bama.
Does Tennessee have the worst schedule in the nation this year? We usually have it like every year, so it's surprising when another program has it.
They do get Missouri, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina at the end, though.
They start off pretty weak too, there, don't they?
Yeah, that middle though, LSU, Bama,
Kentucky, Pittsburgh ain't bad.
Oh no, that was a good win.
Akron sucks pretty hard. Florida, LSU, Alabama. Good God. Tennessee, Martin. You got to play Kentucky, Georgia. Good Lord. That's terrible. I don't. Missouri. I mean, I guess that's a little better. South Carolina. You never know. They might beat you. Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. Like they deserve those two teams after that rest of that run they got. Good lord, that's a tough schedule.
It'd be hilarious if they beat all those teams and then like lost to Vanderbilt or Missouri.
If they stayed undefeated
Yeah,
and then
oh yeah.
lost to Missouri, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt right there and had the three bad games. Just
Yeah, because it feels like they'd have to lose more than just one of those. It feels like they still beat all Georgia and Bama and Kentucky and all those teams. And
mm-hmm.
then they just lost like one of those. They would still get a shot in the. They'd get a rematch with Bama, or they'd get to play us. If all goes according to plan.
We need some folks to lose. We need some one-loss teams this year.
Everybody.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
good God, this sucks. Why did we lose that game?
It made no damn sense, man. No, I don't understand. Hurts, 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 and hurts, and hurts. Just want to cry.
Who's gonna beat Georgia? You know, Tennessee or Kentucky, maybe Florida, and they got a cup fucking cake schedule for the rest of the year. Missouri, Auburn, Vandy, Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Georgia. Like all the easiest SEC schools is what they got. If
That,
they don't win all those, they should be ashamed of themselves.
that.
Good Lord.
All right.
At Ohio State's the same way. Who the hell they play this year? Maybe they'll lose to some like non-conference school or some shit. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be cool. Northwestern, Michigan. Michigan's gonna have to lose. Team Hog Call, Hog
Yeah,
Call.
they probably ain't losing to Rutgers or Michigan State or Iowa. I guess Penn State maybe. They're probably ain't losing Northwestern, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan. So we basically need Michigan to beat them. Goodness.
All right.
USC's in the top 6 now. Good Lord.
What would we have been? I mean, we'd been ranked, what, probably
We'd
just
probably be
9.
6 or 7. I think we'd be right above Kentucky at 6. I think
Win.
I think Southern California would be below us, and then Kentucky would be below them if we'd won. I think we're right below Clemson if we win that game. Because we're
Well,
already
anyway,
at 10, already above Penn State, Oklahoma State, Tennessee, Kentucky. Like, Southern California ain't been relevant in so long. Like, they may have put us at 7, but still, I mean, that's still like knocking on the door, you know?
yeah. Look at these teams. They still got a shot.
And everybody was all high on the Hog, so they would have put us up the ladder a lot faster. You know?
Oh, yeah, they would have wanted that the Alabama Arkansas game to be like top big matchup. They wouldn't have moved us ahead of Clemson, but
They're really disrespecting Ole Miss, keeping them down
yeah.
at 14, being undefeated.
Yeah.
What about Minnesota? They're undefeated too. Good Lord, they just ain't played nobody. Florida State, good Lord. How they have them ranked below us? Who the hell do they play?
They beat LSU in New Orleans. That's
That's
pretty
crazy,
good.
dude. Think about that. Think if you're undefeated Florida State, you beat LSU and you're ranked 23 in the nation below Arkansas.
Ole
Who's
Miss is a
hasn't
little.
lost?
I mean, Ole Miss. I mean, all they've played Tulsa, UCA, Georgia Tech, and Troy. So they're about to experience something different this weekend.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the first school can't even pronounce the name. Then they beat LSU. Then they played Louisville, beat them. I mean, hell, is Louisville just terrible?
They're
They
not
beat
awful.
Boston College pretty bad. I know they're not ranked, but these ain't slouch programs they've beat. That's all I'm saying. I guess they're like, well, they're going to have to beat this, you know, North Carolina State before we'll rank them. You have to beat a top 10 team, then we'll put them up there. It's probably I guess it's the conference they're in, you know, getting less appreciation for that. It's got to be, right?
I would,
Or
I could,
is Clemson in that conference? Seems like they get
yeah,
ranked all the time.
some top. I mean, NC State right now, of course, Clemson. Yeah, Clemson, NC State, Wake Forest are ranked.
That's just
Miami
weird.
wasn't in the season, but they've lost some. They lost to
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
Middle
Miami ain't
Tennessee.
gonna. You'll
Middle
never see
Tennessee,
Miami win again.
pretty bad, man.
And then they done went out and got the Jimmy Johnson, their player, as their coach, hoping he'll turn it around, bring the Jimmy Johnson magic to the.
You
And
got to
he's
try
doing
stuff.
pretty damn good too. He ain't doing bad.
They really messed up losing to Middle Tennessee. It's one thing to lose to A&M, close game with them down there at College Station, but
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, in fantasy, the pit boss, the Tim, is still ahead in first at 4-0. You got Team Maynard at 3-1 and Arizona Irish at 3-1. Both of them are tied for second, and they play this week, so that's a big matchup for fantasy. Run like a Razorback, Evie Dobb, Hawks Thomas on the won two in a row. Good job, Thomas. Hog Call, Big Wiener Bandits, Smoking Jays, and Florida Hog are all 2-2, just battling out, tied for fourth.
Heck yeah, good year, good competitive. Other
Yeah,
years wasn't as competitive as it's been this year.
well, we've got more teams, so it's gonna be interesting. You're in the top eight. You got a real good. If it ended today, you know,
I mean, I battled up the ladder, so I'm still planning on climbing a little further.
you would be in the playoffs today. You'd be playing old Maynard if this season ended today, and I'd be playing Big Wiener, the defending bandit, or the defending bandits, the defending champions.
Now, who's first place right now?
Pit boss, me,
Oh, you're first place, huh?
in first place for now.
I bet that feels good, doesn't it?
Well, I'm gonna lose this week, and I'll tell you why. Because I got Bryce Young for Alabama, and he's going to have an awful day.
Hmm.
He's going to throw 6 interceptions, a couple fumbles, maybe 23 yards total.
You should probably bench him and pick somebody
Honestly,
else up.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I'd feel like right playing Bryce Young at a fantasy level.
Well, I'm just gonna.
If he wins, I mean, he
Well,
just
I mean,
blows out this team he's playing. Just goes out there and embarrasses them. Just slings the ball all around the field. You know, like how does that make you feel knowing that like you supported that? You know, you were
I didn't support
an
it, but
active participant.
I didn't do anything to.
Rick
I didn't do.
Ramone. You know, he's looking at those fantasy stats, seeing who all's starting him, who's not. He gonna have a 90. He gonna have a 99.9999% start, and he could have a 99.9998% start.
Gets in there like, hey guys, I see, who's doing this.
Who's this one guy that dropped?
Not even benching me. What? I haven't been on a bye week. He's not. That was definitely purposeful. I was his one of his top players the first couple weeks.
Can't even have you on the bench, man.
I don't know, man. Just leave him in there, I guess. Not even mess with success.
Yeah, that's. Ooh.
No.
What if you're destined, by God, to win this fantasy league? And it doesn't matter what quarterback you put in, they're gonna put up out fucking outrageous numbers because Gord Lord's shining on you, and it's your year to win this fantasy league. Right?
Yeah.
You can have any quarterback in there at all. Whichever one you start is just going to do a terrific job.
Well, I'd love to have KJ, but I don't. So, you know what I mean?
Maybe you can trade for him.
You think?
Thought about doing a trade?
Think somebody would trade me? KJ Jefferson? Maybe for Bryce
Young? Yeah. I think you might go get that trade through. I'd like to see that trade this week. Do I care if your fantasy team wins? Not at all, Tim. Not even the slightest. Like, I play against you. I'm not going to give you bad advice that's going to totally dismantle your team, but I might give you advice that stunts it pretty bad.
I'm going to sleep on it. That's all I know. Sleep on this whole trading. Rushing on.
Should do it now. Remember when we didn't bet on that game?
Talked about it. Arkansas covered. Sure.
Anybody out there that has Bryce Young should go out right now, trade for KJ Jefferson. At least attempt to trade for him. That should be your everybody all across the internet who plays fantasy sports. Take that one piece of advice from me.
Well, you don't have
a Holiday Inn one night.
You're talking about you don't know if Kansas is good, and you got their quarterback. He's averaging 40 points a game for you, man. Yeah, man. I was talking with Luke the other day about like, dang, Chad got a good pickup there.
Yeah, but just because their quarterback's slinging around don't mean they're winning games. Like, there's some quarterbacks that do really good, and their defenses still can't win games.
I'm happy for him, man. There's probably some big Kansas football fan, man, just like years, just waiting again.
I have nothing against Kansas. We played Kansas State and whipped the hell out of them in a bowl game. I remember that. I have really nothing against Kansas at all. They had that hefty coach there for a while, and there's a lot of folks trying to turn around, at that program. So if they've finally been able to get somebody to do it, good on them.
Oh, it was crazy one year. I think Missouri and Kansas were both like 11-1 or something, and they battled. What a terrible time for college football. Well, that's all I got. I think we're gonna win. I don't
have anything else, but I really think we're gonna beat Alabama, and you can take that shit to the bank.
Sell all your vehicle, put your house up, get that money to Vegas.
Woo pig suey.
Go Hogs.